Hi, Pleximus here with another episode of Minecraft All the Mods 7 to the Sky. And in this episode I want to show you what is possible with integrated dynamics in terms of storage and item logistics. Or in general logistics, mainly for automating crafting processes. And let me address the elephant in the room, as I'm sure you will ask how I dare to claim something is better than AE2, so the Applied Energistics mod. And I can guarantee you it's not clickbait, the title. I really thought about that. And well, first of all, let me say, I know it is very, very difficult to be better than one of the most successful Minecraft mods. Absolutely. Applied Energistics 2 is a great mod, no doubt. However, if we want to see if something is better, we have to first define in what area or what area we are talking about. And here I believe it depends on several things. How easy are the resources to get for the mod to progress? How well is it integrated in the other mods you're using in your specific state of the progression, early game, mid or late game? And of course, how easy is it to use and understand? So I thought about this, and you know what? Let me do the following. I will show you what I did with integrated dynamics so far in this playthrough, and you can decide by yourself if this is interesting, if you want to try something out, and if you want to know more about this mod, and even if it's just only to do something a little bit different to how you have done it in the last 10 mod packs you played, because I guess Applied Energistics is almost in all the mod packs, and you've done it several times. So, time for a change, look into something new, and okay, let me start off with something very easy, but to give you an overview so that you don't think it's just the boring, easy stuff, what I will cover are about 5 points. The first one is the storage system, just quickly because I made a complete video about that. Second thing is I will show you one very simple process, that's the obsidian. Third thing is let me build something together with you. And number 4 is talking about wireless storage terminals, the portable storage terminal from integrated dynamics. And last but not least, a very important or interesting point not a lot of people are talking about are the auto crafting capabilities, because I think that's rather new. Because if we look at, and I will use the terminal immediately here, is we are looking at integrated, and as you can see, it's not only integrated dynamics. Actually, we're also talking about integrated tunnels. Where are they? Here they are, tunnels. And there are 1 or 2 mods. I think here it is. That's also a new one, integrated crafting. Okay, so let me start off with the storage. And yeah, forget the right-hand side here. I want to focus just on this storage terminal and on the connectivity to the chests, because that's what we built a few episodes ago, and it is really, really easy. What we needed for that was just this storage terminal here and a few cables. We started off with the manrail, and the most difficult thing, as far as I can remember, to get there was 2 sticky pistons. And so we needed 2 slime balls or something. That's it. And we had a nice crafting and inventory terminal here, as you are used to it from Applied Energistics, by the way. That's one thing. So you can really use that. You have JEI integration. You have several ways to sort, and so on and so on. And you have access to all the chests. It integrates extremely well in the storage controllers from sophisticated storage, and as we've showed here with the new functional storage, so the drawer system. You have access to all of these drawers, all of these chests, and with just in 10 or 15 minutes work, and with no need of any energy. And I think this is really, really important very early game on. If you want, you can do that in the first or second day playing through this mod pack. The energy later on is not an issue at all. I know. That's easy if you have the big reactors or the big power generations, but early on it can really be a pain. And if you have something like this to get a very good overview about your inventory with no energy requirement at all, this can be rather powerful. Now let's go into 2 or 3 things that you need if you want to do a little bit more complicated things. Forget that omnidirectional connector just for the moment. Just imagine there's a cable and here is the item importer, because what I did is I had some machines and the output from these furnaces are going into these large chests. And what I wanted to do is import everything that's in the chest into our system. So what I did early game on is if I had something like sand, I wanted glass, I just put in that chest stack of sand. It was going through the furnace, output down in the chest, and then it went into these chests over there, which are our storage system. To do that, we need an item importer. And here is one concept that you will see all over again and again in all different networks, also in AE2. What the minimum necessary for a network, there are exceptions, but let me, very generic, okay, the basics are you need an inventory and you need cables and some input output. And what we have here is the item interface. So this defines for our system, this defines a storage, so an inventory, let's say. And here, some items are coming in, okay? And that's the item importer. And the interesting thing is here, so this is very, very simple. What you need just to do this is a variable. So let's talk about, where do I have, here I have them, here. So the variables, very easy to craft, but let's say this is my importer exporter. So what the variable is, best to understand, is a kind of a filter. You tell the system what you want to import, you tell the system what you want to output. Is it a specific item? Is it a list of items? Or in our case, is it all the items? And to generate something like all the items, import all items just have to be true, and you just put in a completely empty variable card. This will be set on true, and that's it. And you're ready to go. No complex things, nothing. Okay, that's number 1. Let's come to number 2. Let me explain to you something that I've built here. And I'm sure you have something similar if you're playing through the mod. It's very, very simple. You have here the cobble generator going up. We have a lot of cobble in there. Then we have a pipe into a crucible. Underneath we have a heating element. I just changed that. I had a fire underneath. Doesn't matter. Something that is that stopped at the moment? No, I don't think so. Okay, it's good. But I explained the system. So we are piping in the crucible. We are piping in the cobble. Okay. What we're doing with integrated dynamics, and I know I completely understand you can do that in several different ways. I just wanted to show you how we do that here. Is we define the crucible as our inventory. So what we will then do, we have a fluid interface, and the fluid interface is set above the crucible so that it accesses the crucible. Okay. Then we have a cable, and on the barrel, on the stone barrel, we have a fluid exporter. And what we say again, as before, we tell them export oil fluids, and then we just put in a variable and say everything that you see. The point is, the cobblestone is not a fluid, and then if it is heated up and it will generate the lava is a fluid. So that inventory for the system will have a fluid, and then this exporter will say, oh, I see a fluid and I should export it. So it's putting that out. And therefore we have in the stone barrel, we will have the lava, and on top of it there's the water. So what it will do, it will generate an obsidian, and we will have an obsidian in the barrel. So the next step is very easy. Again, we will define this barrel where we have an obsidian in there as an inventory. But now this is not a fluid that we are interested in. We want to have we want to see the items. So we put the item interface on there, and when there's lava in there, it's not really an item for him. Doesn't care. But if there is the obsidian in there, oh, this item interface will say, I have an obsidian. And what we have here is the exporter again, and we will say, if you have an item, put it out, export it, and in the background there's the obsidian, and now you can see why the whole thing is stopped. Yeah, because we are completely full on that drawer, so we cannot export anything anymore. But at the end of the day, this is just playing around with first just recognizing the fluid, here just recognizing the item. And if you look, it's so simple, it's so easy to do, and it's also very easy in terms of the resources that you need to put to craft this item interface or the item exporter. Now, let's come to number 3, and let's automate very quickly something that actually I need automated in the playthrough. And as you can see here, what we have done so far is we have generated clay, and we have generated crafted then in this barrel. We put in some dust, we got clay, we put in that witch water, and got sand and got out the soul sand. Okay, and I want to quickly show you how we can do that in terms of. I'm just thinking how we put that together. If I want to have here the chests. Okay. So what I'm trying to do here. First of all, both of these things, they need water. Correct? So we will give them water, and I've prepared some fluid pipes, and we will put the water in from the top. Here's the wrench. So we will get the water out, and the water will be pumped in. Okay? Now we have to make sure we have 2 things. The first one is we want to put here, we want to put in dust. Here we want to put in sand. And we want to get the results we want to get out. Okay? So both of that, what we are putting in and what we are putting out, is an item. So we will have, let's do the export in front. And then let's do the import on the side. And I will explain you what I'm doing here just in a second. Yeah, one chest will do. If you want to, I mean, of course you can do it bigger. So what I told you before, what a system needs in almost any circumstances is an inventory. And we defined the inventory here. That's our chest, okay? So what the system will say is, okay, I have a chest, I'm good. And I have some, and now we have to define what the system should do. Okay. So what we want to do is, first, with this exporter, we want to pump out, what is that? That's the clay. So that's dust, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's the dust. And the other one is the sand. Okay, how we do that, how are we defining or describing our filters? You first have to build the portable logical programmer. That's very simple. That's a tool that looks very complex, and you can do a lot of things with that. And when I'm just saying a variable is a kind of a filter, I mean, that's really a stretch. Everybody that knows integrated dynamics will say I'm completely stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about. But to keep it simple here, for the things that we need early on, I think that's quite a good explanation. And what we want to filter out is we want to say, I want to define dust. That's an item. Oh, let me show you something else. I want to have this described. That's not very often discussed in videos, so therefore I want to explain it to you. What I would need is a labeler. Let me see. Labeler. Okay. Oh, we don't have the book. Book and quill. Ink sac. I can make a book. That's good. That's easy. But I don't have the ink sac. How do I get an ink sac? Waterlogged sieve, ink sac with sand. Okay, easy enough. So a little sidestep. If you ever have done a waterlogged sieve, if not, I will show you. So we need a sieve. We need a mesh, and actually I don't think it's very important what mesh that is. And then I would love to have a bucket with water. No, it's not good. Not good at all. I said I want to have a bucket. Yes, and now it's a shift right click on the sieve. Now the mesh is underwater. What we said is sand. And what we should get out? Are we getting anything? Cannot see it. It's sand. That should be sand. Okay. Am I so unlucky? Oh, now I got something. Hey, got the ink sac. Perfect. So, I'll leave that here. Probably I need that for something else. So we got the ink. Now we can put together our labeler, and going back to integrated dynamic very quickly. Labeler. Nice, the book. The labeler. So now why I'm talking about the labeler. If you have these variables will look at, if you have a lot of them, they look pretty much the same. There's no big difference. So if I'm saying I have an item and I now want, I want to define my first the sand, I put the sand in, I put the variable in, and what I can do right now, if I click on the E here, I can say, I can say sand. So what the labeler is doing, very simple. If you see that little E here, if you have the E, you can press that and you can name that variable. Okay, so the item itself, what the variable is, it's a representation of the item, and you can have a list, blah, 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 and so on. Okay, so where should, it's on the left-hand side, export item, and now let's define it. It's the sand that we want to put out. It shows underneath, but if you, let's say you have a list, and there are 5 or 6 things on there, it will not, all of them will not be shown here. So you can give it a specific name, okay? Filter for mob farm or mob farm filter or something like this. So the labeler is quite nice if you have bigger systems. Good. So what the thing is doing, if we put in a sand, it should put it immediately out in this barrel here. And I am sure you immediately saw that. Of course, that's wrong. The sand should go in here. Now, what the witch water, what the witch water is doing with the sand, of course, it's immediately transformed into soul sand. Now let's do exactly the same for the dust. Very simple. Let's put the dust in. So we have defined on the left-hand side here, item. We put in the item. It's the dust. We can name it if we want, but if you don't, that's also fine. And we put in an empty variable card. Boop. If we take it out, it says dust. And now, yes, it should be correct. And if we have a dust in there, come on. It's stressing me out, that stuff here. Okay, good. So we have the export. Now, you can imagine, very, very simple. The same we will do for the import. So we have an item. What do we want to get? Let me quickly take this and take this. Now we have the soul sand and we have the clay. Nice. So we go into the portable logic programmer, right click, select item, take the soul sand, put it in, and put a variable in, an empty one. If you want, you can give it a name. And we take the variable out and we immediately do the next one. And this will be clay. And we will name it clay. Clay. We will put the variable in. We will take it out. Now, here is the clay. So what do we want to import? We want to import an item, and the item should be clay. Here we want to import. What do we want to import here? Soul sand. Nice. So, what's happening if I put some dust in here and some sand? Let's have a look. It's working. Very simple. And as this is so fast, I don't think I need 5 or 6 or something. I can just keep that running here. And if I need, I put in a few stacks. That's it. And I will get some stacks out there. I'm not very worried about this, honestly. So I put that in. I don't care. Give it a little bit more. So, as you've seen, this is a process that can be a little bit more tricky with other things. You need a lot of pipes, but here, or a lot of difficult filters, more resources. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying you cannot do that with something else. I just showed you with integrated dynamics, it can be very easy. Good. Number 4, the portable storage terminal. And now it's getting really cool. Oh, I already have it. Let me show you this here. Let me put that away. Let me show you the portable. Can you see that? That's a portable storage. Right click, and you have exactly the same as you have seen here. Okay? What do you need for the portable storage terminal? If you look at the recipe, it's super easy. Okay? It's exactly the same as the storage terminal, just with 2 crystallized mineral chunks. So you would say, oh, crazy, perfect, I will do that immediately. Wait a second. If you look at the details, here it is. If you look at the details and you click the shift button, you will get more details about that. Visually interact with the ingredients stored in the linked network. Nice, we know that. Right click on omnidirectional connector to link. Now, that means what we need is an omnidirectional connector. If you know the AE2 system, it's pretty much the same as the wireless stuff and the security. And this is exactly the omnidirectional connector. So let's have a look how this is crafted. The I got that already. Omnidirectional connector. Here it is, okay? And if you have a look, monodirectional connector, logical cable. What's that? Cables, variable transformer, super easy, no big deal. But oops, what's that? Logical director. And if you look at that, diamond, good, okay, mineral chunk, easy peasy, but crystallized chorus chunk. And now it really depends on what pack you're playing. How difficult is this thing to get? And if you have a look here at the mechanical tweezer, what you need to get this is to put in the mechanical, you can also use the normal squeezer. You don't have to use the mechanical one. So therefore you don't need the energy to do that. You can make a jumpy, as you know, from the early beginning of the mod. But what they are using here is popped chorus fruit. Popped chorus fruit is nothing else than a chorus fruit that you are getting from the end in a furnace. But where can I get that chorus fruit? I was thinking, okay, not possible until I get to the end. Forget it. But then I just had a look here. There is a second recipe, and it's called proto-chorus. And if you have a look what that is, that's really easy to get. That's the mineral berries from the tree and 2 ender pearls. So you can get this, put it into the squeezer, get the crystallized chorus chunk, and you will have this nice omnidirectional connector. You craft your portable storage terminal, make a shift right click, then it says linked to network, and that's it. And you have, I mean, come on, really. This is a complete wireless crafting terminal. You have access to all of your items in your storage. And don't get me wrong, there's absolutely no energy needed. And no, it's not only for 16 blocks and you have to put in some extensions. No. It's not, it's in the entire dimension, and not even that. It's also in other dimension. I was in the Twilight, and it was even working in different dimensions. So really, really cool. If you can get this, do it, but don't forget, you need this nice connector. Okay. The other thing that you can do with this connector, let me show you. I mean, that's also really cool. You are crafting, if you do that, you're getting 2 of these connectors. So what you're doing, really fun. What you as you probably know, this cable, we built that cable in one of the episodes before, is coming up here. This is this cable here, okay? So it is connected with our other storage here, and it's going underneath. Actually, I can show you. Here it goes. So what I want to show you here is I take that cable away. Now you see it's not connected. Oh, no, wait. Let's do that differently. So now it's let's connect it again. Now everything's fine. If you look at your storage and you say redstone, we have 14K. Why do we have 14K? Because the 14Ks are here. So this entire system, here is a controller, is connected to our integrated dynamics storage system. Fine. I break this. What do you think? Absolutely right. We cannot see the redstone anymore. So now, what if, and you have seen the other cable that's going down there to what Rian is doing with his seeds at the moment, because I was thinking, okay, I also want to see all of these seeds so he can work with the wireless crafting terminal. The point is, I found a much simpler method. Ta-ta! Put in the omnidirectional connector, and look at that. I can see the redstone again. So I don't even need a cable. And don't forget, this is working cross-dimension. So you could do that wherever you want. We can build up, let's say, the laser to get all the Ribidium, and then put that omnidirectional connector on, and we will see the resources here. I mean, crazy. No energy, nothing. Super easy to do. Good. Now, last point. What about, well, you will say, okay, but my applied energistics, one of the main reasons you're doing that, or I've done it several times over and over again, is the auto crafting. Yes, and to be honest with you, I haven't done a lot. I have played around just as a preparation for this specific episode here. But what I've done, I've crafted the crafting interface and played around a little bit. And let me show you what this is doing. And it's absolutely nuts. Now, what can we do? I hate to craft chests. Do I have some oak planks? Of course I don't. Let me get some planks. Wow, 12. Nice. Good. Now, how would you do that normally with an AE2 system? You will have your auto-crafter. Well, I have this high sophisticated, difficult to craft crafting table. And then you would have, how is it called? The EA module? Or crafting module? Like, oh, okay. Doesn't matter. Now if you do a right click here, you can't see anything. But if you connect that and then you make a right click, you can see a crafting interface. Wow. Now let's come back to our portable logical programmer and let's come to this very difficult interface. But the thing is so simple. We have the variable cards, okay? I want to do a chest. Let's go into the recipe. There's a lot of other stuff that I still have to figure out exactly how it works. But the most simple one is it is connected to the JEI. So if we... Oh, sorry, wrong one. If we want to have a chest, we can do that. And normally I never get the right chest. Therefore, if I put that in, you can see it's taking it over, but it's always taking the wrong planks. So it's always taking the wrong planks, and I'm taking the rubber planks. Sorry, guys. Thank you. I just want to need a very simple chest. Hopefully that's possible. So again, now I think we're set. Right-click programmable portable logical programmer. Then click on the recipe. Then you take, hopefully, the right planks. Okay, I put that in, and I say the outcome of this will be a chest. And I need a normal chest, please. So you give him the input, you give him the output. If you don't want to take it directly from the JEI, as I'm doing, so it's really, really complicated how I'm doing that at the moment, but you know, you get that. So if you have the labeler, you can even say, okay, let's call this chest. And we still need a variable, and we have the variable card. And now what we're doing is we're putting here in the crafting interface, we take our chest, and this is pretty much the same as you know from AE2. You put that in, that's the recipe that we just defined. And look at what we can, no, in the wireless. Look at what we can do right now. If we want to have a chest, and hopefully an oak chest, we have here a chest. And it tells us how many crafting we have. Now, let's say the typical thing is we don't have any oak. Do we have any oak planks? Good, very good. The reason is, now I took out all the oak planks. There's a reason for that. Now I can craft. You will see something, again, very similar to what you know from AE2. You say I want to craft this one. What it's telling you is the whole recipe down there. You know, if it's a nested recipe where you have other things that they need to craft, it's also possible to do that, and it will show you exactly what it can craft and what not. So crafting is incomplete because it's missing resources. It shows you exactly what kind of resources. So what I'm doing right now, I take the planks, put it in, say I want to have a chest. Everything's green. I craft it. Dong. Well, 35. Let me show you. Let's make 10. I'm not lucky today. Sorry. Let me craft one, please. Yeah. Okay. So I showed you the storage system very easy early on. The logistics, how that works, how you can automate processes, how you can input and export out of inventories, just to make the processes easier and automate them. I showed you the clay and the soul sand. And of course, that's all done here. Very nice. Actually, let me take that. And I showed you how you can use the portable terminal. So you will have that everywhere you're going, cross dimensions. And I showed you at the end, I showed you some auto crafting with it. And honestly, I haven't done that very often. When I go through the rest of the mod pack, I will have a look at that, how we can do some simple stuff or some more difficult ones. Yes, with that, thank you very much for really watching the video, if you're still there. I hope it was not boring. I tried to do my best to explain it simple, but still so keep it going so that you're getting something out of it and get some new ideas. I wouldn't say I'm very good with integrated dynamics, but it is surprising me all the time. And therefore, I wanted to really spread the word. I wanted to show you what's possible. And I hope that you can give me some good ideas. Probably correct me if I said something wrong. Would be very interested if you could do that in the comments. Yeah. And with that, thank you very much for watching. Highly appreciated it. If you liked the video, please leave me a like, subscribe to my channel. And with that, see you the next time.